Morning. I've got one of the students with me today from the Glasshouse College in Stourbridge, and it's getting to the end of their term, so we're really trying to. I'm trying to put in things that keep the guys busy and keep them interested for the last couple of weeks. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take the camera apart and we're going to start reviving the finish on the camera. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the top part off, then we're going to take the table part off and get the stand, and hopefully get the stand on this bench and give it a good clean down. So we'll start with the stand, but we've got to start with the strip down. So we'll do a strip down first. Don't think we'll be able to film it, but we'll see. And yeah, the cleaning process, which is great. The first thing to remove is the lens, and this is a lovely easy mechanism. There's a rebate on the bottom there, and this brass plate here holds the top of the lens plate, and it drops in, so it's very easy. So that's the first thing out. That's the expensive bit, so let's put that on. So what we have to do is you have to wind the front and rear parts off to get them off this table. And that one part's off already. And this is a little bit iffy. If it rolls itself, that's great. There you go. Here? I can't see. Oh, there you go. It is heavy. So what we've got to do now is unscrew the base plate of the stand from the table. So I don't know whether you can see, but there's a lot of screws under here. Here we go, here's one. And there's 8 of these to do. So we've put it onto the bench, and in putting it on the bench, one of the castors has fallen off. So if you look at the way this caster is, if you can come in a bit closer and look at where the caster is, it's got a strange little wheel here. Can you see this? A strange little wheel there that rolls around like that. So it's actually not too bad. It's not as loose as I thought it was. I thought these were loose and falling apart, but actually they just need a bit of maintenance. So I'll just see if I can unscrew this. Oh yes, so here we go. So we'll have a look at and see if the plate is tight enough on the onto the leg. So we'll look at that in a second. Oh yeah, it just needs tightening a little bit. Blimey. So it's already very tight. Oh, that's not gonna. Right, so this, yeah, it looks alright. This is the small wheel, which you can see is really quite interesting, and this is the bit that rubs the other side of the disc. So it's pretty good. Let me just zoom in a bit. There you go. So you can come in a bit closer and see this. So we're going to just give it a little service. So a little bit of 3-in-1. I don't know if you can see that going on there. That's better already. And then this little wheel, which is a squeaky little wheel. A bit in there. I'm just going to give it a brush down. We don't want lashings of the oil all over it. Just a coat, and by using this brush, I'm loosening anything that wants to come off. Now let's have a go. and compare that to this. Still going. And that one. So yeah, great improvement. So that's that one sorted. And then we'll get on with the rest. And the students just cleaning the rust, as much rust off as possible. We're not trying to make these things new. We're just cleaning the rust off. I've just gone through each of these screws to make sure that they're holding well, and this one wasn't. This one was just spinning around. So I've taken it out and I've put in a couple of bits of coffee stick with a little bit of glue on it, and that's now holding really well. These two of these screws, where are you? Two of these screws are great. Those two are great. That one's seriously mashed up, so I've got to get a new screw. So that's a trip down the road. These bits are coming up all right. This one's next. Or have you done this one? Next. Done that one. Okay, so that one's done. Yeah, and then we get on to this lot. So we'll get on to that with some Reviver in a minute, and we'll hope some of this will come off. A lot of water damage here, and that's works with the fact that this one's really rusty. So it looks like it was in a pool of water at some point, coming across here. It explains a lot of the damage underneath. So we'll dust this down, get rid of the cobwebs. There's water damage under there as well. So it's been quite wet, this poor old thing. The other thing I've done is I've tightened these up onto those legs, and they've just pulled up a little bit and then stopped. I'll get round to the other two around here and around here in a minute. And yeah, we're getting somewhere. Castors are back on. They're all right. That one screw will hold for a bit, and I've got to remember it's the one opposite the handle. This moulding is back on. It was loose. I've put it around with this ratchet clamp. I had to get it nailed in because I've got no way of cramping on this thing. So a little bit awkward. It's now not sitting on the castors. It's sitting on a couple of bits of 3x2. And the next thing to do is we're going to start cleaning it down. I think we're going to go from this height down to the floor to the castors, and then we'll put it on the floor to do from there up to the top bit, because this, I don't know whether you know, but this raises and lowers, and that's what that handle's for there. So that's what we're going to do now, and yeah. We've spent some time on oiling some of these critical points. There's some nice little details here actually, where there's some little holes to drop some oil. All of this has now been oiled, and if you look at that, it goes up. And in fact, the only thing that doesn't spin is the handle, which is a shame. But yeah, it's comfortable, so that's all right. So yeah, it goes up, and actually there's a couple of lines on the timber to show you where to stop, and there they are, a couple of little lines there, so that's good. And it comes down even easier. Look at this. Just with your finger. So that's great, pleased with that. And now I can take this off and start the cleaning down process. Thought I'd update. It's all been cleaned down now. So it's all been cleaned. Not those parts and above, not just yet, but look at that. It's cleaned up a treat. It's taken some doing. Look at the shine on there now. It's taken some doing, but there you go. That's not bad. Right, well, it's covered up now. It's had a coat of wax, so you can see it's shining a bit. I've got it covered so that it doesn't get covered in dust and whatever. And I've just set up and I've just set this on the bench. So this is the table part. This does all sorts of wonderful things in lifting up at an angle, and there's a lot of framework under there. It divides up here as well. There's a nice little gap in the rack there. There's another one over there. There's a nice little gap so that this part of the table slides that way, and it just gets bigger. So so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set you guys up. I'm just going to start cleaning it down. I didn't go through the cleaning process on the other part with you, but I'll go through it with you on this one. There's quite a bit of difference, and some of it I'll have to say, some of it I don't actually need to clean. I don't want to clean. I don't need to. It's all inside is really good. It's just an external job. So, but let's see how we go. Right, it's getting a bit warm in here. So, 1 part boiled linseed oil, 1 part terps or white spirit, whichever way you feel you need to go. 1 part white vinegar, 1/4 part meths. What I need is a container for that. What I find is by putting it into a container, I can keep an eye on the mix, keep an eye on how happy I am with it. So always keep it moving. I've got some wire wool left over from the other job, from the base I should say. Anyhow, let's get on with it. Let me show you what's going on. Where can you see? You can see pretty good. How about if we do that? Is that better? So it's on these 3x2 so that I can move it around a bit. Where you can see that's really dark. Let's see what we can do to that. I think this area has suffered a bit. Could do with some fresh wire wool, but because this is a real area that needs quite a bit, I might as well get rid of a bit more of this wire wool. Plenty of cloths for waste. This is a really good idea. We cut these into small chunks, and I've left some over there, so I have to go and get them in a bit. Anyhow, agitate the surface. Can you see how it sort of separates? It tries to separate, so you have to keep it moving. That's why it's good. It's all right in a jar, but if you put it into a container like this, you can keep it moving. Get it all like that. Get a cloth. Remove all the muck. This area doesn't look like it's got much polish on it now, and that's why it's gone dark. So that's okay. When you've got the cloth all filled with the muck, throw it away. Oh, keep it flat when you throw it away. Let me cut a couple more of those and I'll carry on. But you're getting the gist of this. It looks dark already, doesn't it? You can see it's darker. That's not exactly what I wanted, but lighter would be nice. But it means that because it's gone dark, it's penetrated to the timber, so there's obviously not much varnish on there. Whereas this area where the camera was probably sitting for most of its life here, between there and there, it's all been quite protected. So I give this a little light sand. We'll have a look at the texture of that in a bit and see what it's doing. Let me just get some more wire wool. Right, fresh wire wool, and I've just gone over it a bit actually to see what it's doing. It's taking quite a bit of the. It looks like it has lost all its polish, which is a shame. So I might have to go over this with a rubber. Can you see the... Yeah, it's just taking more and more dirt away. Anyhow, while we're here, I was just looking at the rack there, and I thought, well actually, oh, and it does. the rack really needs cleaning out. There's a lot of muck in here. So I've got to go all the way down, so I'll go all the way down here. And then I can go over the... Wow, there's loads of muck. I'm going to show you in a sec. See, from this angle you don't notice. Can you really see? You can't. Let's get in a bit closer and you can see what's going on. Can you see the difference now? Full of muck. So yeah, so I'll clean all that out, and I'll clean the top and the sides. You can see how I'm doing it. It just takes time, so you don't really want to watch all that. But look at the lovely brass on the side here. Look at the colour that was, and you can see that in there. So it'll be interesting. I don't think we'll ever get it to as gold, shiny, brassy as that, but we'll see. So we'll catch back up in a minute. You guys take it easy. Actually, you can go put the kettle on if you want, and we'll be back in a bit. Well, I've cleaned it all out. And look at that. It looks great. There's still some muck in some bits. Can you see where it's, and the root of some of these, where it's, see, I can see better now through the camera. Anyhow, clean both sides. I've been here a while. Do you ever wish you hadn't started some jobs? So anyhow, you can see all the muck that's coming out. I've not damaged the polish. This is just... So yes, it looks much better. Much better. I'm happier. So I'll hoover this off, and then I'm going to put some tape over this. Actually, now you've... So let me just show you how I've been doing it. I've been... See that bit there? I've been coming in and I've been doing that. And going up every tooth. And the more you do it, the more... I mean, I'm just trying to take the muck off. But I should imagine if I just carried on, I would take off some bits of the metal. And so, talking about metal, can you see that little... Where are we? See that little spot there? I've had a couple of these in the track. They're almost like little spots of solder. Little drops that were in the track. In the rack, I should say. A couple of them have gone flying, but I remembered that one's there and I wanted you to see it. It's a little bit weird. It's very shiny. Anyhow, so that's then. Right, I'm going to hoover this off and I'm going to put tape over there so that I can carry on cleaning without muck going back into there. So let's do that. Let's put you guys back into the holder and then I'll switch you back on in a sec. Right, masking tape done. So that looks better. And if you've seen my previous videos with the use of a Stanley knife, I've just very gently scraped back some of the polish, muck, all sorts here. Look at all that. Look at it. There's loads. So that's got me a nice finish now on there. I'm going to put some polish on that. I'm not going to take it back to new wood. I just want some colour in it. I'm not going to do the rest of it. This will just get cleaned and waxed. But it looks better. It's not as dark. So I'm happy with that. So I'll just hoover that off and then I think I will get on with cleaning the rest of it. Okay, so you're back. So I've just run some wire wool and the museum cleaner, used to be called. I've just run some of that over the top of this surface. This is the area that's not too bad really. So it's taken off muck. It's taken off muck, but it's, you know, it's minimal really. It's minimal. It's going to get muckier, even muckier in a minute because that was off that side, and it's bringing a shine back to some of this, which is great. And whether you use it with wire wool or you use it just on a cloth as a reviver, it's pretty good. I've used it with quite coarse wire wool really, but it's okay. It can take it. It can take it. It's not on for long, and I'm not rubbing away at it like a madman. I'm just getting rid of the loose stuff and the muck. There's some in these corners here. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So how's the cloth doing? Find a clean patch of cloth. Oh, it's looking pretty good. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's looking great in the middle here. Some good shine coming off this lot. Yeah, darker down here. There's not much polish down here. I can see that. The guys, you know, that use these cameras, they've got a lot of chemicals around. So I'm not surprised some of this wood takes a battering. I've just done this end very lightly with the... do you want to come and see? Because you can't see there, can you? Sorry. Oh dear, dear. Excuse my mess. How's that? Oh, you can see now. It's better. So I've just lightly gone over the end, but not too heavy. And the idea really is minimal round here. I just want to get rid of some marks. I'm not trying to make this thing look brand new. It's just a sympathetic. And don't forget, everything, there's lots in here that's underneath that won't need doing. That won't need doing. This goes up, look. Oh yeah, there's one fabulous mechanism in there, which I've had a good look at, and that's fine. I'm not even going to touch that because it doesn't need it. It's well protected by this surface. So I'm just going to go down the side now. This side, I'll show you this side and then I'll do the other. You can see from here actually, you can see from here that that end's really quite bare now up there, look. It's really quite bare. So yeah, I'll go over it with the rubber. I'll put some polish on it. Let's move you guys back over there a sec. There you go. You're there. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to start down here with this. And I'm just going to put some here. I'm just going to give it. This will take any... I've done down there, haven't I? Have I done down there? I don't think I have. There's some muck on there. This will take any loose and muck off. So it's worth doing. Down here. And I'll go over it all again in a minute, just to remove it all. It's been bleached by the sun a bit. So let's go over the top first. There you go. Wipe off the excess, turn the cloth inside out, find a patch that hasn't been, and look at the shine on that. And this will get, I think I will, I'll just go over the top with the rubber. I mean the colour's coming up great there, what are you seeing? Yeah, I mean see the reflection in there of this. So the polish, it's got the polish back. Doesn't need too much doing to it. Let me just get a clean cloth. And yeah, it might just be that the wax sorts it out. So what I'm doing here is I'm just putting it in there and just twisting it around so that the top's against the top, bottom's against the bottom. Go back the other way, twist it round. That gets into the corners pretty good. Oh, I'm pleased with this. So, not much more to do. I'll do the other side. I've got to do the end. And then And then I think that'll do for a bit. Got to get on with some other bits and pieces, but that's looking pretty good. So, I tell you what, let's end this one here. You know what I'm doing. Where are you? Oh, there you go. How you doing? I'll end this one here. I've just got to put the polish on this now. Put a bit of French polish with the rubber on it. I'll do that next time. The start of the next one, I'll put some polish on. This allows this. I want to leave this for a couple of days to dry off. I want the solvents to evaporate off. We'll see how that dry patch there works out as well, because that's a bit concerning. But I think with a rubber, it'll probably come up all right. Then a bit of wax, and then this section is done. And to get this section done is pretty good. Get it out of the way. Base is done. This can then go on the base. The next thing I've done really is I've done some more to the door and everything, which isn't on this video yet. But anyway, I've got more work to do on some bits and pieces. We'll come back together and it'll be in order in the next video. So thank you to supporters. Thank you to William, who's bought me a coffee. And William and all the others that have supported me. Thank you. It's going pretty good. I do appreciate it. More content, more bits and pieces coming along very soon. Please like, share, comment. Thank you.